Hey, what's up everybody? This is HD and I'm coming at you guys with another HD broadcast of two extremely good players. Today we're going to be looking at Quantic IM.NestEa. He's going to be the blue Zerg down in the bottom left hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns. And as you guys already know, Quantic and IM no longer together, but at the time these replays were played out, which I believe was at MLG, Quantic and IM were together because, of course, NestEa was playing in an international tournament and had to be represented by a foreign team, essentially. So, in the present day, it's just IM.NestEa, and his opponent, oh my god, it's gonna be Complexity's Naniwa, who is currently actually signed on with Quantic. He signed on with Quantic at the beginning of December. So, I guess NestEa kind of leaving Quantic, and then Naniwa signing on with Quantic and leaving Complexity. A lot of team players trading around and kind of moving on to different teams and things like that. But this is going to be a really good set of games. It's a best of 3, and this is from MLG. A little bit of stats for you guys here, because I know you guys are kind of loving the stats as I bring them up at the beginning of each game. NestEa's win rate in Zerg versus Protoss is 80%. An 80% win rate, and his sample size is decently large as well. Now, I did pull this off of his Korean win rate because he had a much larger sample size in Korea than he did in international tournaments, obviously. But that's a pretty astronomically high win rate. People consider 60% to be good. 80% is staggering. I mean, that's better than the best Brood War players. You know, Jaedong had, I believe, at one point 70% win rate ZVZ, and that was considered, oh my god, godly. So I'm very excited to bring you guys this game. NestEa with the 80% win rate. I believe Naniwa has a 65% win rate. In fact, let me go ahead and confirm that for you guys right now. Naniwa has a 65% win rate, 62%, excuse me, win rate against Zerg, and that is in his international database as well. So Naniwa not exactly having the best of odds playing against NestEa, but as of recently, Naniwa has been tearing it up in a lot of tournaments. The one thing that comes to mind is he took first place against Whitera in the MLG Euro Invitational. So he's actually been doing pretty good for himself, and that was just prior to this set of matches at MLG. So, once again, if you guys want to check out more content from MLG, you guys definitely should. They've been just pumping out some great tournaments, some great games, and I'm very, very excited to be able to bring you guys this particular set here with NestEa and Naniwa. So, let's see what happens. It looks like NestEa is going to try to bust down that pylon which Naniwa threw up, and his probe is already being warded away, so there's no risk or danger of him throwing down the cybernetics core next to the pylon, which a lot of Protosses like to do. They like to really delay that hatchery from going up for as long as they possibly can. But we aren't going to see that this game. The two Zerglings are going to push Naniwa's probe all the way back home. Naniwa does love him some fast expansions, guys, and you know, doing it on this map is really, really risky. You can pull it off. You know, you have to use your Nexus as part of the wall off, and you guys can see here he's got this kind of diagonal line from the Nexus over to his ramp, totally sealed off. And even if Zergs should come around the back, he's already got a little bit of a placement back here with the photon cannon and the pylon. So Naniwa got a really good wall considering the map is Xel'Naga Caverns, but of course Zergs can still punish this if they want to, and it looks like NestEa's gonna go ahead and punish Naniwa here. He has a really fast Roach Warren, guys. It looks like he's gonna go for the 7 Roach push here, and let's see, does he have speed? No, of course not. He's been using all of his gas on Roaches, and then he's probably gonna get the speed afterwards, so we've got 4 Roaches plus 2 more on the way, so it looks like it's just gonna be 6 Roaches here, and this is designed to attack a Protoss player that Forge Fast expands, and it's even more exploitable on a map like this because of the wide open area, and because the Roaches are actually going to have a much easier time than, say, on a map like, you know, Shakura's Plateau or Shattered Temple. So this is going to be a very aggressive play by NestEa. Everybody knows that NestEa can be aggressive when the time calls for it. When he feels it in his gut, then he will go for it, and it looks like he's got that feeling in his gut right now. It's definitely stirring up, and NestEa's coming in here with those Roaches. Naniwa trying to chrono boost the cybernetics core to get the warp gate research down, but he will not have warp gate in time. The photon cannon in the back of the core is going to go down as well. Only 1 Stalker here to defend, and more photon cannons coming down as an emergency reserve, but Naniwa in a lot of trouble here. Those 5 Roaches are doing a ton of damage, and now the Zergling's getting up in there as well. If that Forge goes down, ladies and gentlemen, Naniwa's main is going to be breached. I would argue he might want to just wall off this area right now, but no, he's gonna have to pull probes to fight, and the probes just not enough. He has to put him back to the mineral patches. The Zealot comes out, goes down almost instantaneously, and Naniwa somehow, some way force fields his ramp with that sentry that pops out, and he holds on just barely, but the pressure isn't over yet as he's warping in another gateway. He's sealed off this location for now, kind of patchwork plumbing for you guys from Naniwa, and now NestEa gonna go ahead and go to the left and try to open up the Nexus, actually. And Naniwa forced to kill off his own building just to get his units back around the top of the Nexus so he can ward away these roaches. This is a very high-octane aggressive play by NestEa, and NestEa has to be careful here now, though, because those stalkers are faster than speedless roaches, and if the roaches get too weak, then Naniwa can be the predator, and he can chase those roaches all the way back and actually snipe them all down as well. So NestEa decides, okay, you know what, it's time to back off, time to pull back, and drone. And you guys can see he's got quite a few drones coming up right now. He's at 44. Wow, considering that those drones haven't even popped out yet, once those pop out, he's gonna break 50. And oh my god, considering, you know, it's already pretty insane for a Zerg player to get 50 workers at the 9-minute mark when they're trying to drone up. NestEa tried to go for a roach opening, did some pretty good damage, and now at the 8-minute and 30-second mark, it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds when he had 50 drones. He has 50 drones. That's really a testament to the really, really good macro from NestEa. There's really no other way to put it. He is a solid and incredible macro player. And now he's just throwing up those spine crawlers. You know, he's got the drones to afford it. And he just needs to be wary about any push from Naniwa. From Naniwa's point of view, though, do note, guys, we have a Spire coming up from NestEa. That could be a huge development. But do note from Naniwa here, he's just going off of 6 gate right now. Yeah, it looks like Naniwa is just going to prep up here for a 6 gate push. In fact, he's starting to destroy the pylon so he can get the rest of his units out, it looks like. Pylon's totally blocking these probes, actually. And now he's going to try to chrono boost the +1 weapon. So he's going to try to time, it looks like, a 6 gate +1 weapon timing attack. And let's hope he gets a lot of mutards, a lot of stalkers to deal with the mutas here. Because obviously NestEa's got a Spire and he's about to get a ton of mutas on the way. And we have like a very interesting power grid situation here. That's why he was killing the pylon, so he could get 3 probes on the gas. Unfortunately, depowering a photon cannon and a core in the process of doing so. But I think he can live with that as long as he can get that gas going. And now we do have Naniwa pushing out across the map with quite a few stalkers and sentries now against 12 or so mutas. The sentries are going to have to use quite a bit of Guardian Shield, and Naniwa's going to have to micro really, really well. It looks like he's got an opening to attack this hatchery, though the hatchery is in the red. It gets canceled. Beautiful play by Naniwa, just coming in here and getting that 6 gate in. And of course, the crawlers do not cover the right expansion on this map. You cannot get that kind of coverage, but he will at least be able to defend the main for now. As he flies out with these mutas, that is really, really smart by NestEa. He knows he's got enough ground forces here to at least delay while he goes eye for an eye with the Protoss economy, and those mutas are flying in there with the quickness. They are starting to spit out their glaive worms, and the worms are ricocheting all around the probes. Tons of probes being harassed right now, and already 12 have gone down this game. 13, that number will continue to skyrocket as the mutas are actually just going to camp the Nexus, it looks like, and that's going to force Naniwa to cycle in more units, not on the offense, but rather on the defensive. And NestEa, in the meanwhile, having to pull his workers away. Naniwa finding himself in the corner between the main and the natural. Oh my god, if he gets up this ramp, that's terrible. The spine crawlers are going to be absolutely useless. Naniwa with a beautiful game plan here, not overreacting, not pulling back to the muta threat, just going all out, and has triple force fielded the ramp just for that extra layer of protection. And now is inside the main. The drones are going to have to try to fight as well. The one thing that NestEa's got on his side is he doesn't have to worry about offensive reinforcements because his mutas were there. Nope, the mutas have now pulled back. I think NestEa realizes the danger he's in. He's got to kill off this huge stalker ball with +1 weapons, and it's going to be very hard for him to do that. Where are his roaches? He's just got a few roaches, just 4 roaches right now, and he finally flies those mutas in, but it's too large of a ball, and Naniwa is going to take the first game in this series. Incredible play by Naniwa. I like the idea from NestEa to fly in with the mutas to distract the Protoss, to kill off workers. But, Naniwa did not hesitate. He did not stutter, and he flew in there. He didn't fly. He'd take the ground, and he just rammed his forces straight up into the main, and now he's popped the lair. which is an incredible play by Naniwa. Now, at this point, if NestEa somehow manages to kill off these forces, he's still pretty far behind. He's at 22 workers under 39. He's lost his main. It's just not a recoverable situation, and NestEa realizes, well, I can't really go up the ramp because the force fields are blocking my ground forces, so I might as well fly my mutas back in again. But this time, Naniwa prepared, and that forces a GG out of IM.NestEa in this MLG matchup. That was a really, really good start to this series. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm pretty psyched, as you guys can tell, about these games, because Naniwa, well regarded as one of the best Protoss players in the foreign scene right now. NestEa, you know, obviously he's been a solid Zerg player all throughout. So let's see what happens in game number 2, guys. The Sentry's like, I want to get the Spire before the game ends. But then let's go on to game 2 and see what happens. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this cast, and I'll see you guys in the next video. HD signing out.